Hello, this is Rich with Breeding with the Markets, and I have mentee Martin Butler with me on another progress interview. How you doing, Martin? Today is actually March 1st. Man, time is
Mm.
flying. March
It
1st,
is
2025. How you doing, Martin?
good, really good week, thank you. As you know, finally passed the combine. Been after that bugger for, well, in total 2.5 years since I ever laid my eyes on trading. And yeah, finally hit it on Thursday. Could not believe it. I even recorded the final trade, as sad as that sounds, just where it hit TP, because you know when sometimes it gets within a point or two of your TP and then starts to pull away because the candle hasn't closed, and you think, please, I don't want to have to make another trade. But yeah, no, hit it, happy. Yeah, that's the change around in the last week has been huge. It really has for me. So now on an XFA, as per your instruction, you said have a break. It's been quite full on for, has it been now 2 months since I started with you?
2 months. Have you ever passed a challenge before?
No,
Ever?
never. No, it's one of those I can make 3,000 on a demo by over leveraging with a lucky trade. But I haven't shown, no, I have shown you my consistency graph. I think it took me 6 days. So I'm
Mm.
not over leveraging. I am sensible, risk averse is a right word. Everything is planned, everything is objective. And yeah, it's just a nice, which way would I go? Nice graph
Next
upwards.
graph.
Whereas before it used to go up and then go down, then go up where I've over leveraged and then hit the max loss like a zigzag. Now it's like about
So what's different? What's different now than 2 months ago?
everything. Everything. I did not know that there was an objective way to trade. I honestly thought it was just best luck. If the market went long and you jumped on and held on for the ride for as long as possible, if you could pick it out. And likewise, if it was short and you happen to get in at the right time and ride it down, brilliant. But now I do not care where it goes. I'm following it. I'm like a little spy, watching and waiting for it to show its weak hand so I can get in somewhere. So on Friday, which were yesterday, I know you said to have a break because it's been quite full on. Well, the itch got to me, but I locked out my XFA, which is now yellow at the top, which looks nice. I locked that out for the full day so that I couldn't trade. I had a £20 live account on IC Markets. There's my own money. I'd been mucking around with it, a couple of trades here or there a day, made £10. And then on Friday, I thought, well, if I have this skill, right, if I've learnt it, I should be able to do the same thing. Well, I will be able to do the same thing on MT5. So it's different. It's not as clear as it is on Topstep or TradingView. MT5 is really old, but the candles are there. It's the same Nasdaq. It's the same stuff you teach. And ended up that little account, that small $20 account or £20 account, ended the day at $102. And I was just laughing. Couldn't stop making profit. And then I had to stop myself because where do you stop? It's just the profit just kept going up and the P&L just kept going up, and I kept laughing at it. Like, it's just mad how the change around us comes. So that I did that because I wanted to prove to myself. I guess I wouldn't say I had any doubts, but doing it on a different account with a different broker with a completely different trading platform and having the same end result equals in my head, yep, you've got it, you've got the skill, because it wasn't just luck and it's not just gambling anymore. So the last week, I haven't told you this yet, but before I take a trade, I have this mental image of you going, is that in the system? And then I say, no, it's not. And then I don't take it and I wait. And then when it shows itself, your little head pops up. Say little head, obviously you're on a screen. Your head pops up and goes, now. And then that's when I take it. So it's great for me because having you as a teacher, as a mentor, as a friend, you've given me this ability to know when to take a trade and when not to take a trade and when to wait and when to get in. And when I see what you've taught, I'm now not hesitating. And it's just beautiful. Just you take it and it goes into profit and you close it and you've got this little smile on your face and beating the market. And I've never done that, not properly. And you had a great day Friday too. Well, you have a great day every day, but yeah, it's finally it's all come together, I
Do you
guess is
want,
where I'm getting.
do you want to talk about? I'll leave it up to you because it's your communication with me. But
Yeah.
do you want to talk about some of the direct conversations that I had with you in reference to maybe you're not feeling well or you're feeling different this last couple of weeks?
I've had a lot of doubts in myself, I think. So I'm happy to say it on air. I'm currently going for ADHD assessment. My daughter has it. My family from one side, I've only found out last weekend, most of them have it. Some of them have passed, but I have a bit of an issue with impulsivity. I don't care about the consequences of actions until I take them. So the way I used to trade, if I would lose, then my next trade would be my whole account. I wouldn't care. I'm going to win. And then, of course, I'd lose my account. So I've been battling with myself over this for quite some time, that why I have this impulsive attitude to just hit a button when I think something is going to happen. So in the last week or two, you've been really supportive with that and sort of encouraged me to know, hold on, you're not bad, you're not this, you're not that. Regardless of what health or this you have, you're still able to do these things. You're still able to practice what I've taught you and put it into a live market and make a profit. So you kind of said to me, put that aside because you're better than that. You're not going to be weak. You're not going to be negative. Stick with the system, believe in yourself, believe in what I've taught you and see it through. So yeah, I need to thank you for that as well, because I was having not doubts in you, but doubts in myself. Can I actually do this? Am I biologically possible to kind of out-train my brain from doing things that I shouldn't be doing? Turns out I can. Just by using an objective approach, just by sticking to the system. I find if I do make a loss, in fact, there was one where I was long on my little live account, and was long, and there was the next candle that printed was a bearish big candle. Panicked, closed, and then the next candle went, and I thought, oh, you bastard. But that's just panic, and I'm sure you wouldn't have done. You probably would have just
No,
known.
we don't teach bearish bullish candles, but that obviously didn't come from my teaching with you, but that probably came out from the history. The
Something scary happened within my trade, which scared me to get out.
past, because it was from your past, because we don't talk about bearish or bullish engulfing candles.
No, but it was a scary move within a trade I was in, which
Mhm.
I closed and regretted it. Got back in and made my money back, if you like, plus profit. But yeah, just a very big change in shift. Like I'm really looking forward to Monday. Because each day this week, I mean, I've been green now for 9 or 10 days. Friday, I was using 3 micros, made $1,000 on the combine, passed it, and closed. So I'm not really even pushing the size. I don't need to. I can keep it small and still make amazing profit. And then I'm done for the day. I don't need to sit there all day if I don't want to. It's
And you don't need $1,000 a day either. You don't need $1,000 a day because we work on the skill. And some of the things I want to touch on is once you start to progress and you start to confirm your own trades and the results over a period of time, you continue to reach a level. So success is not the end result. It's learning each and every day. It's building on that success. So once you have that skill set, you want to continue to do the same thing over and over and over again to make it stronger. So now you have that data that allows you to understand that if I continue to do the same thing over and over again, then the end result with a high probability is going to be positive.
yes,
Whatever the positive is, it doesn't matter. It's not the money, it's the skill set. So if you get into a trade that you shouldn't get into, that doesn't mean that you've lost your skill or
no,
skill set. And that's what's great about trading objectively, is because impulse, we all have impulse. It doesn't matter who we are, what condition we're in. We are all impulsive in some way where we do things and out of maybe frustration, maybe angry at the market. It's called tilt. They call it tilt. They call it all kinds of things. And at that point, when you're on tilt, you are now gambling. You are now gambling and you don't care what the result is. And when you don't care what the result is, and there's risk involved, such as money or a challenge or all these other accounts, you're putting everything at risk. But one thing that you will not lose is a skill set. So we have to, as traders, not to get in that impulsive, and it's easier said than done about impulsive trading because it's like dopamine, it's a natural high in the market when you see rewards. So it's like if I could say compare it to a football game or a basketball game, baseball game. You don't really feel if you have a feeling you're going to lose when there's 3 seconds on the clock or you're down by 9 runs in the ninth inning and there's two outs in your mind, you're thinking, this sucks. This sucks. What could I have done better? But until that last few seconds hits the clock or that fly ball is caught for the third out or whatever it may be, you don't feel that loss yet. But as soon as that clock runs out, now you feel it. And that's the same with trading is this gambling mentality is you have all this fake funds or real funds or money coming in and you're gambling. And when you feel it, as that continues to flow in, your mindset is not in reality of what you're actually doing. When that money runs out, eventually,
Always done.
that's when you feel the pain. So trading objectively in the market with a high probability, I want you and I want the mentees and everyone to understand that it is a different mindset. It is something that you can go back and look at the chart objectively and understand that you made a mistake without your opinion. Without your opinion. Do you want to elaborate on that?
People say, oh, well, you can't win them all. But you can't. When you're using an objective approach, right, you take a trade based on an objective approach that you've taught. And when I've done everything that you've told me to do, they always work. Always. And that's quite a scary thought, as I've said before, because you've given me the ability to be able to read the market objectively. So, you people say, oh, Trump this and the oil and NASDAQ's going down. I don't really care where it goes because I'm waiting to see my objective tick list of things I have on my wall. I've done that and then I wait and then it proves itself and then I enter and then I make a profit. So all the people that worry about the fundamentals and try and guess the market, whether it's long or short over the next day or 2 days, you can carry on doing that because that makes no sense to me. Why would you try and predict the market when the market is telling you what it's going to do? It tells you very clearly, because I've had the training, we are now long or we are now short, and I am able to pick that out and make a profit from it. So Friday was almost a test to me. I thought, right, I've had a bit of a mental block with this going on, thinking that I'm a bit, thicker than I thought to do it. And Friday came along. As I say, on MT5, it is a little harder. I'm on my phone, but the result was still the same. The trading was still the same. The market, regardless whether it was long or short, it still gave me the same playing field. I just had to adjust the application I was using. It doesn't matter whether I'm on Topstep X or TradingView or MT5 or Quantower or Trader8 or whatever the other ones are, it's still going to be still the same. I can still do the same. And that's what Friday proved to me. So Thursday was my moment of achievement, I suppose, because it's been a hell of a long time of battling through these combines. I don't know how many I've done, probably in excess of 30. It's ridiculous. I've just tried and tried and tried and tried, but I never had an objective way to do it. It was just pure gambling. And I thought I had it and then I'd blow it. Then I'd go on tilt. And going on tilt back then was the worst thing because I might be up 2,000 on my combine and I've gambled my way there and then I'll lose 500 and that's it. The whole account is going on the next trade. It's ridiculous. And I never used to be able to stop myself, but now with an objective approach I go, okay, all right, I took a little loss on that one. I was wrong, but I'm going to wait until the objective approach comes back again. And there it is. Then I take my trade, then I make a profit. And then I'm back to where I was or a little bit more in profit. And it's a really nice feeling. So I'm looking forward to next week because it's going to be the same system, if you like, as it's been for the past 2 months. The issue for anyone listening, the issue isn't Rich. Rich is a brilliant teacher, and what he teaches you is phenomenally accurate. But I struggled not with the teaching, not with the understanding. That's very clear what I should and shouldn't do. But it was my own impulses that were stopping me from sticking to the system, because I stupidly had an opinion on what I saw in the market, and I would ignore what Rich said just so I could take a trade because I thought I would be right. And that's why I struggled with it, I think, for so long. And I know you've gone above and beyond to stick with me and make sure I stick to the plan. And, you know, as we've said before, any trade I've taken that I sent you, if it's not right, you'll tell me. And I think, yeah, but it's a winning trade. Yeah, but it's not in the system. So I don't care if it's not. You know, if it's not in the system, it shouldn't be taking it. And that's important because next week I will do the same thing. And, the system then comes back in. So you've taught me a skill, Rich, that is not only able to make consistent daily profits, but it's a skill for life, because you can't forget what you've taught me. It's stuck in there now, and there's no more guesswork, there's no more gambling. I'm doing my very best to hold back the impulsivity. If it's there, I will take it without hesitation. If it's not there, then I sit and wait, and I miss a lot. You know, I know we have to wait a lot on a 1 minute candle, so to speak, but we don't.
We have to wait. We had that conversation, huh? And I said, what in the hell are you talking about? You're complaining about waiting on a 1 minute chart? You used to wait on a daily and a 4 hour chart. Now you're complaining that you're on a 1 minute chart and you have to wait. People cannot even imagine what that feels like. And the reason you feel that is because you know what the fuck you're doing. You know what the hell you're doing now. And if you know what you're doing, and you know you have to wait for a red light before it turns green so you can go, and all of a sudden let's say a left-hand turn light, it takes you 4 lights to actually get through, and you're like, who in the hell designed this?
When the market's had a big move up or down, and then it spends a couple of hours or an hour then mucking around, dancing around, I'm like, just come on, pick a direction so I could get in somewhere. But it is knowledge you've taught me. There's probably thousands, millions, tens of millions of people placing buys and sells, and I'm just sitting there like that going, right, well, I've got to wait. I'll go and make a coffee, or I'll carry on at work. And then I go, it's getting exciting. Might be able to trade in a minute. And then it proves itself, and in we go. So I think you said to me, it takes 66 days for your brain to understand something perfectly, so it becomes habit. Is what you said. You sent me something.
On average, scientifically, it's about 66 days. And it's not for me, it's just
March 26th. So we're March the 1st today. So I've got another 25 days of improving, if you like. But I'm pleased I've got that hurdle out of the way of the combine. I really am, and it's printed off and it's stuck on my wall at home.
Well, let me go ahead and show that here.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see that?
I can.
How does that feel, Martin? Do you want to talk about that?
You know, sometimes the certificate was worth more to me than any bloody money I got from trading, because that in itself, the fact that it says a funded trader, when it is very hard to do something and you spend a long time on your own trying to do it and you can't get anywhere, and then after the right education you are able to now do it, it's a feeling that is hard to put into words, because it's an achievement that's taken 2 years of serious stress. I say 2 years, it's taken 2 months with you, but prior to that, 2 years of trying to get my head around something that didn't make any sense, because it doesn't. It's just everywhere. But you've given it to me in a language that I can understand. It's I can't predict the market, and I don't try to, but I can follow it. And I used to wonder why you said, how can he follow the market like glue? What's he seeing? And then you taught me, and I'm like, right. Yes, I'm on board with the glue the analogy. I understand what you mean now. I don't know if it's going to go long now or long later, and I don't care. But what I do know is, for the time being, I know where it's going, and I will follow it until it's ready. And then the little rich head pops up and goes, now! And I go, and then we get it. I'm looking forward to next week. It's going to be a good week, and I will be doing the combine on 1 or 2 micros only. I'm going to build up a buffer. I'm going to build up a, what do they call it? Because you've only got a 2,000 max loss limit.
I could give you a suggestion on that. I know you've been using 3 micros, but because it's your first live sim funded account, with Topstep, and I'm not an affiliate with any of the prop firms out there, I would suggest that get your feet wet, reduce down to 1 micro. And I don't teach the traders what to trade, micros or minis. I have some that are trading the minis, some that are trading the micros. I just want everyone to know that you can make just as much money trading the micros as you
Mm.
can trading the minis. Now, the higher you go, then the less stop loss that you have, or the rest trailing drawdown. Because this is a new account and you've clearly earned it based on a skill set. There are many, many traders out there, and the prop firms know who the gamblers are. So the industry is changing so much right now, Martin, that those that do not have a skill, now listen, traders, those who do not have a skill set, you are being squeezed, and you're going to be squeezed hard. Now, the rules might get what they think is harder and harder and harder. We as traders, we're not entitled to anything, okay? There are people that think that they're entitled to everything. And if you're a trader that you think that you're entitled to trade, you're entitled to have a sim account, you're entitled for a payout, you got it wrong. You're
Mm.
not entitled. The business is going to make rules so they can stay in business.
Otherwise, they'd
So
fail.
the business is going to make rules and adjust rules to stay in business. Now, I don't believe in retroactive. I don't believe in retroactive rules. That's not how we do stuff in life. It's BS in my opinion, and I'm not picking on one prop firm, but if everyone does their homework, they can understand who might go back retroactively and see things. The business must be solvent, and they must be able to maintain in order to allow them to thrive and traders to thrive. It is a
Mm.
working relationship. It is building relationships. So the best, I mean, I'm very, very proud of you, Martin. And what I am most proud of, how you got there. Not because you have a certificate. A
Mm.
certificate means nothing to me. A certificate, I went to college, I got a degree. Who gives a shit? It's a
Mm.
piece of paper, okay? The only thing it did is say, can you do this for 4 years without quitting? That's it. And you get a piece of paper. Yes, you have to study. Yes, you have to pass. But in reality, it's if you start something, can you finish it? And then you move on with your career. Trading's the same thing. If you start it, can you finish it? Now, it could take you 20 years. It depends on what someone wants to do. And I don't mean 20 years to learn how to trade. What I mean is that you've obtained this certificate based on your skill set, okay? It's a skill. That is confirmation that if you continue to repeat what you were taught and continue to repeat that skill set over a period of time, it's going to get better and better. And
Correct.
what you don't want to fall into is anything that's negative. So start off small and just trade with the micro. Because with Topstep, because that's who you're with right now, because with Topstep, you can take a payout after 5 green days over 200. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to make $200 a day. You're here, and I hope that you understand that you're here for a skill set that will last you a lifetime, whether it be a personal account, whether it be an investment account later on in your life. I don't give any investment advice. I don't guarantee anything. We've had some very strong conversations. I've had to bring you back on the train track, not because you weren't listening, not because of anything else, maybe that you went on tilt a day. That doesn't mean that the system doesn't work, because it's objective trading. I've been on tilt. I go
Yep.
on tilt. I fuck things up. I will continue to do that, even though I know how to trade. I know how to trade objectively. I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. That's why I say I'm a lifetime student. I learn from you guys. Everything that you tell me, I'm learning, I'm ingesting, because you know why? I don't believe I'm any better than you. I don't believe I'm better than anyone. I make myself, I challenge myself in the market. I don't compare myself to others. If someone challenges you where you don't invite it, well, then they get spanked. So the point is, we're against the market.
Mm.
It's not he who dies with the most money wins. It's not someone that wants to claim that they're the best in the world. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give back to the community and such as yourself. And to be quite honest with you, Martin, all of the mentees that I've taught and people that reached out to me in the past, each one of them are hitting their milestones.
Good.
So that tells you that they're not doing anything different. They're all hitting their milestones. There was another mentee. It was interesting how this works, where few mentees got on board around the same time. And to be honest, they're all in the same place. As soon as you reached out to me and said, hey, I got my certificate, and each person is at a different level as far as what they need in the communication. They're all different, but it's all related. But as
Mm,
soon as you reached out to me about a certificate, another individual said, hey, I did too.
brilliant. That's good to
So
hear.
what that tells me and what that should tell you is what you're doing actually works.
I have no doubt on it.
So if you have people that start around the same time and they're reaching the same milestones and goals, because I don't know what the percentage is, but we hear percentages all the time. And
Yeah.
don't let percentages get in your head. It's the skill. And when you recognize that you are starting to build a skill, who cares about the percentage?
Mm.
Who cares? Don't say, well, I'm a 1% trader. I'm in the 1% or I'm in the 50. No, we focus on the skill. Allow the skill to work for you. So you no longer have to work. You have to be patient and you have to repeat that over and over and over again. So we become robotic. I want you to become robotic. And you can't become robotic overnight because it just takes time in the market to become robotic once you've learned an objective skill, right? And it would be the same with what you do when you get up in the morning, you don't think, you make your bed, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you make your coffee, you know where your keys are at, your wallet, and you leave. It's amazing what we can do in our mind if we're just in a system and we repeat the system. Then it becomes natural. So when I trade, people say, oh, I don't know how the hell you do that. Well, it's so robotic. And when I see it, I pound the shit out of it. Okay. But that doesn't mean that the mentees are supposed to pound the shit out of it. Okay.
No, I you send me screenshots that you smack the shit out of the market all day, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, you are. I will one day aspire to be as good as you, but for now, I am just overly happy that you've brought me to a level of competency, I think is the word. I can do this, and you have. We're like your trading children, all of us individually, and it must be nice for you to watch us grow and report back to you and go, look what I've done. Rich, look what I've done. It further confirms for you.
It's the best thing in my life.
Is
It's
it?
the best thing in my life. It's not about money. It is the best thing in my life when I see someone successful in obtaining the skill. It is no money can replace that.
Well,
You guys and girls and women and young and old bring me so much joy.
that's nice.
Seeing progress. It's never been about the money for me. You know that. We've had many sessions, not many, but sessions. I'm not about the money. I'm about changing lives, one individual at a time.
That you have done, because it's just a start for me. As I say, from obtaining that certificate, that shuts the door on the past 2 years of nonsense that I've been doing, and says to me, look, Mark, if you stick to what Rich has taught you, this is what it produces. It produces a funded certificate, and you tried as hard as you possibly could, and I bloody tried to do it on my own, and I couldn't, right? Now I hold my hands up and say, okay, I can't do it on my own.
Yeah, you were in other programs, support and resistance and stuff like that. So that wasn't on your own, but if you're following gamblers, you're going to gamble.
The gamble,
Just
the
the fact.
gambling, the gambling is gone, and it's just objective, pure objective. It's real trading. I think one of your other mentees that you did a video said, this is real trading. This is what trading is. It's for us anyway. It's fast. It's objective, and if you know what the hell you're doing, you can just consistently be right. Again, the money doesn't matter. It's more of a I'm green for today. I beat the market when other people are losing. Not I won. I was better than the market. And I don't want to say I'm better than the market as such, because that sounds like a really big, silly statement, but I am able to make a profit from the market objectively, and I'm going to make a profit again tomorrow or Monday objectively. The same on Tuesday, the same on Wednesday, the same on Thursday and Friday. I would like it if prop firms reduced the amount you could use. You probably wouldn't, but I would like it if they said 1 micro max or 2 micro max. That's all you're allowed, and you got to hit 3,000, because that there separates traders and gamblers. Nothing's stopping me on a combine doing 50 micros long, making 1,500, closing it. Next day, 50 micros short, making 1,500. There's my account. I'm a funded trader. And then I get on my XFA and I blow it, because that's what happens. But having just 1 or 2 micros, even one, it's going to take some time, of course. But it shows the trading, the funded programs, it shows them that you can actually trade, because even with 1 micro, you're still green every day. You're working towards that goal. And that's what, yeah, I mean, I could go in, and I have the confidence to go in 5, 10 micros on Monday, but I'm not going to. For my own mindset, I would like to stay small and build it, because this is my first funded account ever, and I want to have a cushion and don't want the nerves to get me, I suppose. Well, they should, because it's the same thing. But yeah, having 1 micro means that I can, even if I do make 100 or a couple of hundred, it doesn't really matter, as long as I'm making progress each day. That's what I'm after. And then again, we'll do another progress video in a few weeks, a few months, see where I'm at there. Then, you get to your level where you did it with size. But that confidence has been built over 20 odd years, 25 years, 26 years of trading, properly, doing it the right way, back when you was in the 90s, when I was running around,
Yeah,
as
but
a kid.
for the record, I didn't trade the entire time. So, but I had a skill set and I was profitable back then. Yeah, I met with another trader the other day. And I don't disclose and stuff like that, the names and stuff like that, who I met with, but he can trade. But we had a long conversation and stuff, but it was a great conversation. I met at Starbucks, and it was pretty interesting. It was a great conversation, and the main thing is a skill set. And I'm going to say kudos to this guy. He told me about Take Profit Trader, and I'm starting to do some accounts with them, and I'm the type of person, you see, this is how we can learn from everyone. He made an interesting point. A lot of traders go to sim and challenges to get to live. He said, Rich, you were in live and so successful at it, and then you went to sim.
Yeah.
That is the opposite. And it really never registered that way. But there are reasons why I did that. There's reasons why I did that. And the mentees, they asked, I'll let them know, but there's benefits, right? There's benefits, and there's leverage, and there's benefits and stuff of doing one or the other. But when you trade my style, I'm making the brokerages, the big dogs, wealthy, astronomical, what they get. Scalpers are, and I can trade anyway. If someone says, oh, we're going to get rid of scalpers, you can't scalp anymore. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to take it, I could swing trade, I can scalp a higher time frame, high frequency, whatever. It doesn't matter. They have the rules. As long as you want to have rules, if someone wants to have rules or prop firms want to have rules, make it rules across everywhere. Don't go back retroactive and deny payouts. I'm not specifically talking about one specific company, but make the rules tough. I don't give a shit how hard you make the rules, because the harder you make the rules, the less people that are even going to come into your company. But when you have traders that know how to trade and have a skill, an actual skill, okay, don't keep getting rid of them because they know how to trade. Because it's kind of like picking and choosing some of these people. Now we have a prop firm owner filed bankruptcy and didn't pay out millions and millions of dollars to trader. The amount of money I wasn't paid last year was astronomical. Absolutely astronomical. And it wasn't by one firm, it was by many, many firms. Astronomical, the bullshit I went through. And I'm still here. All of those investments that I had, I lost those investments. They refused to pay me. Astronomical money. A good chunk of money for me. But my skill never left me. So if we're gonna end up with one prop firm, no problem, I'm gonna be there. So but one thing that I don't do is I use the word loyalty to this trader. He made a point to me, and he said, but they don't have any loyalty to us. And he's right. He's right. He's right. But I'm loyal in a sense that need to go out. I don't need to go out, and maybe I should. You see, I'm learning, right? I'm a lifetime student, right? I'm not a professional, prop firm trader that knows, the rules on all of these prop firms. Because the rules for me, I just want to trade. That's all I want to do is trade. Every time if I go to another prop firm, I have to learn the rules. They're all different. So if there was regulation and they made the rules just across the board, just imagine this. Now they would have to have competitive pricing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now they would have to have competitive pricing because they're you really have to sit there and dissect. Okay, on this account, they have an initiation fee for a test or a challenge, and then they have a processing fee. They all call it different shit. And then this one has a trailing drawdown, this one doesn't. This one you can get paid out in 4 days, 5 days. This one you cannot. This one says you can get paid out on day one. But what does day one mean? Day one means after you've already reached their buffer zone. You have all of these different things going on. I don't really like that style in a sense of having 4 or 5 different prop firms with all these different rules. Because me, in a fast market, on a 1-minute time frame, I am like clicking buttons, and I'm going through trading. And I've many times have traded the wrong way, meaning remembering their rules, and get my accounts wiped out because I forgot their rule. And one of them was Apex, where I understood the market was going long, and all of a sudden, and then it went up, and I ended up getting out of that trade. But I'm like, fuck, I just broke a rule. I won the trade. I knew how to trade, but they had this freaking rule. So now that they say that you can DCA, whatever you want to call it, add in, it's bullshit. It's a trap. It's a trap. So if you can DCA, and then of course you can DCA. You know why? Because every time you add in, your negative P&L gets bigger. So if your negative P&L gets bigger, you violated the 30% rule of your account, the consistency rule. So why not add in? Traders, just add in as much as you want. We're here to stay. I hope we're going to take all your money, right? Because that same company used to say, add into a winner. Just add in. What's a winner? What's a loser? You have all of these clowns talking about adding into a winner. Don't add into a loser. What's a fucking loser? Did you lose yet? Do you understand the direction of the market, traders? Because there's really no such thing as a winner or loser until after the fact. You're not smart enough to understand that's a winner or loser. The market is breathing. Breathingwiththemarkets.com. Right? The market breathes. So you don't understand if it's a winner or a loser until the end result. Is that fair or not? So why would you add into a supposed winner? The prop firms want you to add into a winner. Why? Because the more you add into a winner, if it gives a little pullback as it breathes,
you're down.
You're down and you're done. Isn't it like buy low, sell high? These people got it fucking wrong, man. I teach you guys common sense on how to approach the market and how to obtain a skill set that only you will be able to obtain. I can only show you. I can only dissect your trades. I can only critique what you're doing. Keep you on the train tracks. Be stern at times. I'm stern with you at times. Not because I'm your friend. Not because I'm stern because I want you to succeed, and you paid for a mentorship. You didn't pay for me to be sympathetic to your feelings. If I was sympathetic to your feelings, where do you think you would be today?
I wouldn't have got there. So having you call out my bullshit, basically, I can't lie to you and I can't hide anything from you. If I'm going to show you a trade I've taken, a screenshot, you will know. As I said, and I know what I'm sending you, obviously. Can't go into specifics, but if it's a correct trade within the system, this is a few weeks ago, you would say, well done, do more of that. And if I sent you something that wasn't part of the system, whether it won or lost, don't do that. And it's like you've put me into a funnel of nothing else fits in this funnel apart from the system. And if you just follow that, then you go through the funnel and you win. And you make progress. If you try something else, you might be lucky and take a winner. Yeah, but then the next time or 3 times you try it, you might take 3 losses. So don't do those ones. Just do these ones. And I've needed that from you because as I said, my impulsiveness, it steers me well off. So it's important for me to follow your advice and follow your teachings to a T. And then I have instructions, and that's what I need. I need clear instructions. Otherwise, I cut corners. And I've heard that many times in my life from my work, from family, from partners. You're always trying to find a quicker way. You're always trying to cut corners. And sometimes you just have to do stuff the right way and accept the fact that you can't cut any corners and do what you've been taught. And I've battled with this because I thought, well, maybe I can outsmart Rich. Nah. No, you found the algorithm, you found the program, and because of that, you're able to teach it and make us be successful. It's very good stuff. One thing I wanted to say about the prop firms, I saw a video the other day. I don't know who he was, but he was owed 63,000 by a prop firm, and they cancelled his payment and sent him an email. And the email said it was detrimental to the company, so unfortunately they cannot pay out your funds, if you like, and they've refunded his initial payout to start the funded account as a sorry. Thought, wow, imagine making $60,000 in prop for. He didn't do anything wrong. There was no dodginess. There was no EAs or anything dodgy or buying on one and selling another. He earned it, but 60,000 because he said in the interview, I was saving up my profit to have a bigger payout, and they denied him his payout because they said it was detrimental to the company. Now, surely, I was thinking, is there not a lawsuit against that? Because he's followed the rules. There must be something.
I'll say this. I'm not going to name the prop firm, but I was short on YM and I had about 20 contracts, 25 contracts before the open, and it dumped about 450 points multiplied by 4 times a tick. It hit a bottom down there. I have video, I have photo, I have timestamps, I have everything because I was on Quantower. Actually, was I on Quantower? Let me back up. I don't want to say I was on Quantower. I believe I was. Well, I don't quite remember, but what platform I was on. But I went to Zoom, I went and I started videoing this because I could not close my profits. And we're talking lots. We're talking 20 contracts, 450 points to the south side. Big money. Big fucking money. And the screen just fucking froze. And I was pressing. I was calling them. Hey, I can't close my thing. And price did not bounce way up. Price was stuck down at the bottom and started to range. So there was plenty of time. It wasn't like a hit down and up. It went down to stay down. It like hit rock bottom and it's stuck there. Because I knew the direction of travel of the market. And I loaded. It is my style. And you think these fools would contact me back? Fucking silence. Big fucking money. Think about it. Think about 20 contracts at 400 points on the YM. I don't know what that is, but
a lot. A hell of a lot.
It's 1,200 ticks. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. So for the people that think that there's windfalls and all that stuff, all of this is terminology. And there's gamblers because I see on YouTube and you see on YouTube, and now you understand. You understand now that you were actually gambling. You were watching YouTube. You had all this support and resistance. You were hanging out in some groups, and it was fun. It was socializing. I get it, but it's not fun to lose, and it's not fun to gamble because the majority of people, doesn't matter what country you're from, the value of money it's important to put food on the table. It's important, and we work every day to have a better life. And there are so many scams on the internet now, so many people getting called out. And I told you about traders on the internet that I said this guy's gambling, and all of a sudden he got called out that he was going live on a demo and all this shit. Because you can go to YouTube now, you can see and watch and go, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. But nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. Because why? Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So they think, oh, this guy's posting $50,000. He should know what he's doing. Traders, don't follow the money. It doesn't matter about a watch. A watch can be rented. A car can be rented. A house could be rented. Airbnb can be rented. Don't follow bullshit. Materialistic items. If you have a question to me, do I have an answer for you in trading?
Depending on the question, if it's something you can answer, yes. If it's an opinion, then no. You won't give me an opinion on where the market's going or what the market's doing. No, because you don't know. Absolutely nobody knows. And it makes no difference to us where it goes. And you know, you would have known if I can show you a chart from Friday and I can show you a chart from Thursday without any chart markups, without any chart executions. And if I said to you, I traded the first 2 hours of the market, you would be able to pick out my trades. And then I could show you my chart executions and then you'd be right because you have taught me where to trade, how to trade. So as you said before, I can't lie to you. And I also I know where because right. The thing is, people, is Rich teaches you what he does. So if you're wondering how Rich makes consistent profit every day, and I did, and I tried to dissect before I was on this course, I used to dissect Rich's P&L and I'd plot in his entries and his exits onto TradingView. And I think, how has this man got this much confidence to go, I don't know, 10 contracts, 20 contracts long there? There's no support. There's nothing there for him to take to trade. You have to understand what you're teaching is so advanced in the level of trading that once you do the mentorship, once you understand what he's teaching you, it really is an eye-opening. You think, what the hell is everyone doing? All this stuff on YouTube, all this stuff from all these funded traders. I won't mention names, but you know yourself, 95% of them are complete and utter scammers. And I remember back when I started 2 years ago, I was following a guy that used to post on Instagram pictures of him in Dubai. And then he'd show his screenshot of MT4 and he's made 26 grand on GBP JPY. He's made 14 grand on GU and EU that day. And, you know, he's in Dubai, he's driving around in this high-end Mercedes, he's out for this $1,000 meal, bottle of champagne, he's living the life until you really, really look into it. And he has got over £25,000 coming in subscriptions monthly, plus his 10% commission on his affiliate membership with the broker that I had to use so he's getting anywhere from minimum 25 up to 30, 40, 50 grand a month. Of course he's going to be in Dubai. Of course he's going to be having $1,000 dinners. But us humans, we see something we like and we think, well, I'd like to go to Dubai. I'd like to have these big expensive dinners and drive a really nice car. Who doesn't? And you look at these people and think, well, they got there from trading. Look, there's the proof. He's made 5 grand on EU. It's not real. None of it's real. And the subscribers, this is the funny part, the people that actually pay these gurus will defend them to the end of the earth, that they know what they're doing and they're the guru. And I'm like, because they don't.
They can't suck in their own pride. They don't want to hurt their pride, you know? Like, they can't admit that they're wrong. Like, there's no way this guy didn't screw me over. And then they support him, right? There's guys, it's like a cult, you know? Nobody wants to be like, admit that they're wrong. Successful people, listen, traders, successful people and successful traders admit that they're wrong. That's the only way you can learn. If you can admit that you're wrong, and if you can admit that you're not better than the next person, you must challenge the market and be your best. But you must admit that you're wrong, and you must be able to change that. If you think, oh, I'm going to outsmart the market, I'm going to outtrade the market, I'm going to outtrade an ex-trader, I'm going to outsmart an ex-trader, that type of mentality is wrong. The market is designed to take money. Bottom line, it's a machine. It's a business. People are looking at it wrong. It is algorithmic. It repeats itself. It has weak hands and it has strong hands. We look for the weak and trade in the strong. In order for you to understand that, you have to trade objectively because the market breathes. The market breathes. It doesn't go up just because it wants to break a high. It doesn't go down just because it wants to break a low. The market is breathing.
You know, I used to think when a market would go up and it'd reach a high, right, and it'd pull back, and I'd think, well, that's the end of the long then. We must be short. So after this big push up, and it started to turn, you think, right, well, there's no power left for it to go any higher. That's what it is. It's run out of long power. And it starts to turn, and then it starts to come down. You think, right, that's it. I'll just sell now. This is easy. And wallop, from nowhere, it just destroys you. And you think, well, hang on, if it was going long, why did it come back? It takes time to understand it's breathing. I never knew what that meant. Now I do. And you have to understand that. Yeah, it's hard. It's the mind shift of stop trying to predict and start trying to see it. And once you've seen it, then it's weird. I don't predict
Here.
any trade.
What about, and I pick on support and resistance. Okay, great. You might make some money. It's like this. If you're going to stand in front of an arrow, it's going to go through you, right? If someone's got a bow and arrow, it's going to go through you. So resistance or support, we're talking trillions and trillions of dollars in manipulation in the market. And if there is no trillions and trillions of dollars, there's still manipulation in the market. Okay. The market continues to move. It opens at a certain time and closes at a certain time, and the program runs. Okay. Just like the other day, positive news came out, and what happened to the market? It dumped and it stayed down on positive news. So what does that tell you?
Means
all of the people in the world heard all of this positive news, and what do? I'm going to buy positive. It should go up. It's positive, right? Boom. Stay down all day. They don't know how to read a market. That's a fact. But you don't stand in front of an arrow. What makes you think as a support and resistance trader that you're going to change the direction of that market just because it comes to a support area or resistance? What in the fuck do you think that you're going to do? You think you have that much fucking power to change the direction of a market? I mean, it's stupidity. The reason I say it's stupidity is because they cannot explain why they're actually doing it. Does that make sense? There's no objective approach to the market. It's just saying it's going to come down and it's going to hit the cement for support or demand, and I'm going to stand here and it's not going to crack the concrete. All concrete's cracked. There is no foundation that's going to stop a market. The market turns for reasons, not because of support resistance. I've showed you that. I've proven that to you. The market does not turn because of support and resistance.
I don't care where the market low is or the market high is, because it doesn't make any difference to me where it turns. If it turns because it hit a resistance area from 6 weeks ago, great. I'm not placing a trade because of that, because it's not objective, and there's no objective reasoning for why it turned. It just turned. And if I place a trade on a just turned, then that is gambling. And if I'm gambling, there is a higher percentage that I will lose all of my money, because that's what everyone else is doing and everyone else loses. We've proven, it's a proven thing that, and I don't care when people say, oh, you've only got to win 55-60% of your trades to be profitable. No, you don't. No, you don't.
What a shit mentality that is. That's my honest opinion. You know,
100%.
let's just calculate how often let's just do the calculations on how often do I have to win if I just gamble this amount. It's all gambling mentality. Just trade. I don't have a target for that day. Just trade. Just trade. Whatever it is, it is. Just use your skill, practice that skill, get in the market, get your fix, and get out.
That's what I did Friday, but in the evening, my evening was about 7 o'clock. Every time I picked up my phone and looked at it, within 5 or 6 minutes, something appeared for me to take a trade, and I took a profit every single time. And I thought, right, when do I stop? Because like I sent you that other one, I was sitting in traffic, and for anyone wondering, I wasn't using my phone whilst driving. I was sitting in traffic. The phone was on the phone holder, and I'm driving parked up at the traffic lights, and as I'm pulling away, I can see it. I'm looking at it thinking I can't trade, I'm driving. I'm looking at it and I think, right, ignore it. And it's like, it's just there all the time. So I ended up turning my phone off, because I wouldn't say it's addictive. I suppose it is. But when you understand it objectively, it is screaming at you to take a trade because it's there. So you have to pull yourself away. And Friday was just a testament to the education and you and that, and that regardless of the platform I'm on, regardless of the screen size, something you said the other day, when you've got a skill, I am a handyman. I can do my work whilst talking to a customer, and I will still do the best to my ability, even though they're talking to me, right? So that is a distraction that it should be. I can't do my job with you there, but I can. Why? Because I've built this skill up over the past 25 years of working, or however long, I don't even know, 25 years, 26, 24 years of working, that I am able to do that almost subconsciously, regardless of where I am, who it is talking to me. I can just carry on my job. So what Friday proved to me was that regardless of what I'm using, what I'm trading, as long as I use the system, it still produces the same amount of results. So that is, it's an exciting feeling knowing you've given me that. You've instilled or installed this objective approach that now I have with me. I can't trade any other way. I can't go back to support and resistance because it's not objective. I can't go back to windfall gambling, adding into winners, all this crap. It doesn't fit the system. And I guess having that now means that I'm set for life. One of your other mentees said you've taught her something that she is now set for life. I know where I'm going with this. I have the projection in mind. I know what I am able to achieve. And that's not me saying, I've got big aspirations, but if I am able to do this every day, then every day I get better. Over time, in a month's time, I'm going to be even better than I was now. And I'm already pretty good compared to where I was. And it comes in stages. And
Within
I
2 months. Could you
yeah,
imagine? Could you imagine if you didn't have any experience whatsoever and you didn't have that gambling mentality that you need to erase?
yeah,
Gambling mentality, like I tell or I have on some videos, is that if you're practicing the wrong way each and every day that you're practicing the wrong way or you're gambling, it's going to set you back further and further. It's not a scare tactic. It's a fact.
the
Traders, if you
fact.
cannot admit the facts, get out of trading because it's not for you. And if you don't understand why you're taking a trade other than just to convince yourself why you took it or listening to other YouTubers out there, why they took the trade, if it's their opinion, run. If it's a hunch, run. If it's their intuition, run. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the traders out there? And a big congrats on your first past challenge. And you've only been breathing with the markets 2 months. And you obviously, we do these videos, and not everyone likes to do videos, but you've taken the time and thank you for the community. Maybe this will help someone in the community somehow, some way. But literally in 2 months, now you've reached in 2 months. So you've invested money in your education. You've invested in your education. So let's say 30 or 40 of the challenges that you didn't pass. And it all depends on somebody's money or availability to reach that. But there are people that spend 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 thousands of dollars to pass challenges, whether they're gambling or not. Now, just because you fail a challenge, sometimes there's a glitch in the system. Sometimes there are some things that are uncontrollable. That's why I explained to you is just go in there slow and low micros. But is there anything you would like to say to end this?
There's something. So last year I bought a $100,000 funded account challenge thing, right? And my idea was, because I was following a support and resistance guru back then, if I only take the trades that are posted in the group, then I will pass the funded account, right? You see how I thought that. I'm using a professional. I'm paying $250 a month to get his trades, and I'm on it, right? As soon as they come through on Discord, within seconds I'd place that trade, 10, 15 seconds, straight over to MT5, bang, 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 done. Would set the stop and the take profit after I'd placed the entry. Knew out my position sizing, I knew everything. Within a month, right, blew that account. Taking just the trades, none of my own, that they were told. Adding in. I'm thinking, shit, I'm in heavy now. Bang, pulls back. Oh, well, can't win them all. And I'm like, you just blew $300 of my own money. And that was when I started to realize, hang on a second, this 3 months a year where you can't be profitable doesn't exist. Everyone has losing days, fine. Not 3 months. If you're losing for 3 months in total over a year, what the hell are you doing? Because if that worked for the 9 months, why is it not for 3 months?
Gambling.
So, yeah.
It would be impossible. I think it's
Well,
impossible for someone to lose 3 months straight. It's not the
no,
market changing. It's because
no.
you're gambling. Because
For anybody watching, because I can sit here and sing your praises all day long about what you've taught me, but I think these videos prove that. For anyone wondering, this is my work van. Not that I'm showing any business, but I'm in my work van here, doing this call for a bit of peace and quiet. I'm just a normal guy. I work 5, 6 days a week. I've got children. I've got a partner, and I'm trying to make it in this industry. I'm trying to get to a point where, I can have some things in life like a house and a car or whatever. I'm just a normal bloke, but this industry is incredibly hard to find someone that you can trust and that will teach you how to trade. And you've done that. And as I've said before, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I know I say that a lot because you've taken someone, me individually, that was struggling so much, and I knew there was a possible way, I just didn't know how, and taught it to me objectively that I now know how to trade for the rest of my life. And I will continue to progress and practice each day. And I'm sure that once that one account in a couple of months might be two funded accounts. Who knows? Might be three, might be five, might be doing the same thing you're doing. I might be sending you screenshots going, oh, Rich, account 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I've all made $400 on each today and I've locked out. Sweet. There's no reason why I can't. It's just time. And that's proven.
But I want you, I'm going to keep you on the tracks again. I want you one account at a time. One account, and I want you to go slow. It's not a $200 a day. Okay. It's not $200 a day. We do not trade that way. If it's $30 that day that you're able to make, that's it. That's it. Build it up. Build it up. I do not want a $1,500 a day because that tells me that you traded a shitload of time on the market using one micro. Or I mean, it can happen, right? You got a spike in the direction that it intended to, right? But the point is it's a methodical approach. And in a fast market, just be careful, look for the setup, and don't go in there heavy. Not at this point in time. No, don't go in there heavy. You don't have to go in heavy at all anytime to make money. You're practicing the skill. So this is at a different level, and that skill still needs to be practiced. Therefore, don't waste it. Give yourself time to practice the skill. In the live sim account, funded account. Give yourself that time so you're able to practice in there to understand mentally what it feels like. And you're still going to practice the same skill that got you there. But don't oversize, because oversizing is their benefit. To their benefit, the prop firm's benefit is oversizing. That's why they give you a large amount of contracts to trade. Therefore, they give you that leverage for a reason. Don't over leverage. And keep it real. And I'm really proud of you, Martin. I am absolutely proud of you. And you deserve everything. You deserve the credit for everything. Only thing that I can do is to show you something that works and to teach you and to mentorship and be a friend, be part of the family, and be a mentor and a hard ass at times when needed. And that's what becoming successful at a skill is the best thing that could ever happen to me.
Thank you.
Not money, not $1 million, none of that. It is so gratifying to see your progress and objective certificate. Rule number 1, without gambling, traders. Anybody can fucking gamble and get a certificate. This man right here did it without gambling.
Thanks to you.
Right on, brother.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
And I will see you soon.
Take care. Thanks again.
Peace.